Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me put it in the Facebook group. So for those of you, I don't even know if nobody in here yet. Hold on, let me. Okay, what's up? Hey y'all. What up? What up? What up? All right, y'all. Give me just a second. Y'all know I gotta pin it to the group. I mean to the top of the group. What y'all or how y'all doing? How y'all doing? I feel like I've been talking to y'all all day. So how y'all doing now? During this hour? Let's just say that. How y'all doing now? What up, y'all? What's up? Hold on. Hold on, hold on. I can see your comments actually. Child, the way auto correct. That be killing me. Hold on, y'all. Girl, right. I've been talking to y'all all day. That's why I'm like, I don't even how's y'all day? Like, how you doing now? Cause I done been on live like 3 times today. What's up? Okay. Oh, did I pin it? Did all that for what? Where's it's not giving me the option to pin. Hey guys, oh, okay, here it goes. All right. So today we're going to discuss 2 very important things. Obviously outside of just our normal Q&A, and we'll get to the Q&A section at the end, like always. Today is really cool though, because then you guys will have 2 perspectives from 2 professional credit educators. So that'll be cool. But so this is a little different because as we know, Memorial Day is coming up, and of course, Memorial Day is honoring all of our fallen soldiers and stuff like that. So I do know that it's not for active duty. But I wanted to do a live talking just about the SCRA benefits because a lot of our service members leave the service and have no idea that they have anything, any more benefits than I guess a regular civilian is what I'm trying to say. So like I said, I begged the money plug. I begged I'm gonna call her Marquia, but y'all call her the money plug. I begged Marquia to come and just talk about this with you guys. She does a really she always does a great breakdown of a lot of things. But this subject, like it's really she's so insightful on this subject. She's also an Army vet. Ooh, if I got her branch of service wrong, I'm so sorry. I think it's Army. I know it's military vet. But okay, so she's an Army vet, guys. So she knows all of that. And then on top of that, she is also a board certified a credit educator, credit specialist. She also graduated my creditversity course as well. So she's on the approved list, all of that. Say all that to say, we're going to discuss the third-party consumer agencies, but I wanted to discuss the SCRA first. So I am going to welcome Marquia, and if you guys can help me welcome Marquia to our live stream, and just of course if you have any questions, so she'll introduce herself. But yeah, let me bring her in. Hey Marquia. Okay guys, so this is Marquia, and again I'll let her introduce herself and all of that. Go ahead.
Hi everybody, my name is Marquia. I'm known as the Money Plug on Instagram and TikTok. Like Shonda said, I'm an Army vet. I did 9 years active duty Army. I was a reservist at one point in time. I medically retired, 100% disabled. So SCRA is like, we like this. Like I did everything I could to use that benefit. I mean, a lot of people don't understand it and don't even know how to use it. So I posted a couple TikToks, and then Shonda reached out and was like, can you just like throw together like a little slideshow? So I did I hopped on Canva, put together a little slideshow so you guys could kind of at least see it and kind of get a general idea of what it is. If you have questions, you can always reach out. She has my handles up. Like I'm literally everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it up.
And while she's pulling that up, can I just say I asked her yesterday. I was like, can you please get together some slides? Because I really wanted to get this out before Memorial Day and just get the information out in general, honestly. Because it's just so many people who don't realize the benefits that they have. So many previous military or service members. And they just don't realize it. So I was like, damn, we need to touch we need to touch bases on that more and just talk about it more so people can know what they have available. So I just again want to thank you for doing it at such a last minute. Like, but one thing about Marquia, she gonna definitely meet the mark. I could have asked her an hour. That's just how she is. So I appreciate you for being here, but I'm gonna give you the floor. I'm gonna mute myself again.
All right. Let me see. Where is it? Let me see if I can make this smaller. Okay, there we go. My entire screen. I'm gonna minimize this and this. So this right here, can you hear me? Because I can't see you no more. Can you still hear me? I can't hear nothing.
Oh, I muted myself. I'm talking. Okay.
All right, but can you see it?
Yeah, I could see you. So I'm gonna add your screen. I just wanted to warn you, don't click on your regular, tabs because it's gonna show. So
okay.
You see it? Do you see it now?
Well, I can't. I have to put it. Hold on. I gotta put you down. So okay. So can you see the Canva?
Yeah, perfect. You know what Yeah. Okay. I'm a mute. But yeah, it shows to us perfect. So you good.
Okay. So this is the Service Member Civil Relief Act breakdown. So my name is Marquia, board certified credit repair specialist, credit score consultant. I retired. I have over 60,000 followers on TikTok. I literally just started the series for the SCRA on my TikTok. If you want to go take a look at it, you can. The SCRA at a glance. So this code that's over here in the blue, this is the US code. You can type that into your Google if you want to pull it up directly, but it's pretty much the home of the SCRA. The SCRA was enacted in 2003. It's pretty much an extension of the original Sailor and Soldier Civil Relief Act, but obviously when the new branches came, they had to add on to it. And it's pretty much that the Civil Rights Division of the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice, they are tasked with protecting vulnerable Americans. And unfortunately, service members kind of fall in that category, especially when we're called to active service. So pretty much the SCRA, it just covers a lot of financial things when it comes to service members. Everything from rental agreements, security deposits, installment contracts, credit card interest rates, mortgage interest rates, and just it's a lot. It's a lot of really good information. So I highly suggest if you have served or are serving, you guys write this down and go take a look at it. Your local JAG office is also going to have this information kind of condensed for you guys to have. How does the SCRA define military service? It's defined as full-time active duty members of the 5 branches, and they haven't amended it yet to add the Space Force, but you guys are actually still included. It also includes reservists on federal active duty and members of the National Guard on federal orders for more than 30 days. Pretty much anytime you consider yourself active duty. So if you are a reservist on ADOS orders, if you are active guard, you are covered under SCRA. Other qualified individuals. Now, every piece of the SCRA does not apply to everybody, but in certain instances, dependents and people who have co-signed on items with service members are covered. But the SCRA is timeline specific. The protections begin on the date that you enter active duty military service. And for your reservists, as soon as you get your orders, the date that you receive your orders, that is the date that your SCRA protections kind of kick in for you. Obviously, anybody on your DEERS is considered a dependent. And if they're not yet on your DEERS, but you have been providing the financial support, as long as you got your kind of ducks in a row, they're covered as well. The first benefit, and this is probably the most popular benefit, is the 6% interest rate cap. So pretty much they limit the amount of interest that, can be charged when you're on active duty service anyway. Anybody who's been in the Army or Navy or whatever, and you bought a car, they tell you can't get over a certain interest rate when making purchases. This also makes it so that anything that you had prior to you getting in the military, so say you bought a car and then you enlisted in the Army. So any debt that you had with an interest rate, a credit card, a mortgage, a car, they will cap the interest rate. No matter, it could be at 24% interest. They will drag it down to 6%. And they will make it so that the whole time you're on active duty orders, it will stay at 6%. Now, the thing with this is they don't A lot of people will be like, oh, it's too late, I didn't say anything. You can still, even if you paid the car off, you can still call your lien holder and let them know, provide them the proper information. And what they'll do is that they'll backdate it and they'll calculate all the additional money that you ended up paying into this, and you will get a refund. 100%. I've done it myself. So make sure you guys are keeping your paperwork. With this particular benefit, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this. There are people who have used this for purchases made after they joined the service. Now, the SCRA specifically states that it's for stuff before then, but obviously a lender gonna do what a lender want to do. You're asking for a favor, so when you call your lender, kind of be honest, be like, look, I just want to see if I can invoke my SCRA benefits. If they were never aware that you're on active military service, then they'll go ahead and give you the benefit. If you do not have a copy of your contract, what they'll do is they'll ask you to get like a letter from your commander saying when you arrived at the command, or you can submit a copy of your LES. It also counts as proof. As far as your mortgages, now for mortgages, they're a little different. While the interest is capped at 6% during your whole period of military service, it actually extends 1 extra year, and it doesn't matter how you get out. It says for 1 year after the period of military service, whether you ETS, whether you retire, it doesn't matter. All they want to know is that you got out of the military on this date, and for 365 days after that, your interest rate will still be capped at 6%. This only applies to mortgages, though, not your cars, not your credit cards, strictly your mortgages.
Now, can I ask really a quick question? I keep saying so I want to. So they're asking, is this only for active duty members or vets? Can you kind of go over that again?
Now, so if you are a veteran now, so say you had a purchase prior to military service and you were in the Army, did your 3 years or whatever, and then got out, that still is a qualifying purchase. That's still an eligible debt. All you have to do is get the paperwork from when you were on active service. Now, if you're a reservist or a National Guardsman and you were activated, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I was talking over you. I was saying, so it covered purchases made while you were active.
Before you were active. Now, some lenders will allow you to claim things from after you signed your contract. However, it's kind of few and far between. If you got Navy Federal, no, they already know you're in the service. It's not going to work with them. But other lenders who maybe they just didn't know that you were in the military, they'll go ahead and allow you to invoke it. And the way around the loophole of showing them your contract would be to get it on your official command letterhead from your commander saying maybe when you got to the command or something like that, to get around having to show them your contract.
Got it. Okay.
And this is all of the eligible debt: automobile, ATV, boat, vehicle loans, mortgages, and even student loans. Student loans count, and there's actually a specific slide in here for that. Right here. So in 2008, President Bush signed into law the Higher Education Opportunity Act.
They were trying to screenshot that. Go back really quick. They were trying to screenshot.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good. So yeah, you guys can screenshot that. That is all the eligible purchase.
I want to see if I email it to you, could you upload it into the files?
Yes, that would be perfect. Thank you. All right.
I'll make it so that it's in the file so everybody can have it. All righty. So this is about the student loans. I got a lot of questions about this on TikTok. So any student loans, federal and private, dated after August 14, 2008, is covered. Before August 14, 2008, the SCRA did not cover federally guaranteed student loans. It only covers anything after that. So if you signed up for college and you had student loans and then you joined the military, they can cap your interest rate at 6% and you can hurry up and pay it off. But if you guys, I highly suggest you guys look into, if you have student loans, you might want to check this part out right here. That's super important.
Crazy. I did not know that. Wow. So someone asked, does this work for dependent and spouses? So yes, correct?
Yes, this works for spouses. Any dependents. If you're on their, I'm not sure what the Navy calls it, the Army calls it a DD 1172 or a DEERS enrollment form. If they're on that form, it counts.
Yep. So they're on your DEERS, then they're eligible.
Now for cars, now that's student loans. For cars, if you've co-signed, say you're not a dependent, y'all like boyfriend, girlfriend, and you co-signed on a vehicle with them, it's covered. If the service member is on the vehicle with you as a co-signer or you're the co-signer, then you are also covered under that.
Wow. So it doesn't even matter the relation as long as they're co-signer.
Nope. As long as they're a co-signer.
God dang. Okay.
Benefit number 2, the protections against default judgments. So if you've ever been to court, whether it's custody or any kind of other like civil court, there's a specific section on the paperwork that asks, is the defendant in the military? You have to provide information if they are or if they aren't. And if they are, then a civil court proceeding have to give a stay for at least 90 days if they can't contact them. So this works for those of you who are out of the state and you guys have child support or child custody court cases. They'll give you an extra 90 days to respond or get your affairs in order and make sure that you have an attorney, so that you're kind of not behind the ball when it comes to you appearing in court. This is super important for those of you who are being sued for debt. Because if you are in Korea and someone's trying to sue you for a debt, like you got something in the mail for a collections and they said, hey, now you got to show up in court, you get extra time to respond because you're in the service. That specifically only applies to people on active orders. So active duty, reserves on ADOS orders, National Guardmen who've been activated. Those are the only ones that covers. Non-judicial foreclosures. So during a period of military service and for 1 year after the period of military service, a creditor must get a court order prior to foreclosing on a mortgage. This is, like I said, this is a strict liability section of the SCRA. They have to abide by this or they can be fined and even imprisoned. So if you're undergoing foreclosure and you're kind of drowning, but they never received like a court order or something saying like, hey, you have to respond, or hey, they have to get in contact with you. Like there's certain steps they have to specifically take when you're undergoing foreclosure if you're still in the service. This is a protection. This is for you guys. Like this is for us. So I highly suggest you guys are writing these US codes down, and then you can literally just plug and play, plug it into Google and read it yourself.
I highly suggest that you guys write those down.
This one. Installment contracts and repossessions. The SCRA states that a creditor may not repossess a vehicle during a borrower's period of military service without a court order, as long as the service member or borrower either placed a deposit for the vehicle or made at least one payment on the contract before getting into the military. This was really popular a couple years ago when Wells Fargo got into a whole bunch of trouble because they were repossessing the vehicles of service members who were deployed, who had their vehicles prior to them even getting into the service. Wells Fargo was eventually sued and they had heavy fines and had to pay back a lot of service members for that because they did not do their due diligence and follow with the SCRA laws. These laws are there for our protection.
Wow.
So I highly suggest you guys get this one too. And if you guys are in the service, you guys have soldiers or troops or something, you can send me a message and I'll email this to you as well. And you can give this to your troops.
Here's our email, guys. It's oh snaps, I don't got it written.
It's just Marquia at themoneyplug.co.
Okay, let me type it. All right, Marquia.
Benefit number 5, this is for apartment lease termination. So this comes into effect when you guys are PCSing. A lot of people don't know that you have certain rights, whether they have it in their contract or not. There's something called a military clause. A lot of you probably heard about it, where if you are PCSing and your orders say that you're going to be gone for more than 30 days, you have the right to terminate your lease. They cannot charge you extra unless there's like damages or something like that. There is no fee for you to terminate your lease. And if anybody tells you otherwise, you print this particular code out and you give it to them. If a service member pays rent on a monthly basis, if you're on a month-to-month contract, once you give them proper notice and give them a copy of your orders, then the lease will terminate 30 days after your next payment is due. If a service member passes away while in military service, the spouse can terminate the lease within 1 year of the death at any point in time. All you have to say is, hey, my spouse died. Here's the information that you need. I'm out. Peace. That's it. There's so many service members that I see that I'm helping personally who were victims of this. They go to terminate the lease and they get charged with an exorbitant amount of fees because they don't know that they have this to protect them. This is really, really important for your junior soldiers who kind of can't afford stuff like that. So if you guys have people who are under you, I really hope you guys screenshot this.
Yes.
Benefit number 6. This is important for those of you who go on deployments. You guys are putting all your stuff in storage and then kind of putting it on auto pay and heading out. This states that a person holding a lien on the property of a service member, such as a storage facility or if your car is towed, they may not dispose of the property without a court order during the service member's period of service and 90 days thereafter. So if you're deployed and say your storage unit went in default and you had no clue, and they sell your stuff, you can sue. That is a lawsuit. They are not allowed to dispose of your property, sell your property, or nothing like that without a court order. Now, if you've received a court order and they've given you like the proper information, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. You'll have to contact your JAG office. But this is another thing that's kind of, it kind of happened because it happened to so many people. They had to go back in and edit it and kind of reword it so that we're still protected on deployment, even though technically we're not here. And a lot of us don't set power of attorneys when we leave. So this kind of helps those people out specifically. And that's it. That's just a brief overview of the SCRA.
Yes, I was not even aware of all of those. I knew about the when you move thing, but I didn't know about all of them. Someone had a great question. So I think they were affected by this, and their interest rate is 18%. Where do they start in even trying to invoke these rights?
Literally, you can call. So say it's a car, you will call your lien holder, and you let them know that you are a service member or the spouse of a service member, and you need to call them and say that I want to invoke my SCRA benefits. They will transfer you to the proper office, and they'll tell you exactly what you need. All that's normally required is like a copy of your contract. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't keep stuff like that. So your LES will suffice. Or they might require a letter on your command letterhead and just have your commander sign saying when you came to the command team. That's literally it.
Got it. And then another person said, to be sure that I am understanding properly, I am a spouse, but my husband is not co-signed on my vehicle. Will I still qualify?
Okay, so if you're looking to lower your interest rate, no. You're not going to qualify for that because your husband didn't co-sign on the vehicle with you. Now, the other benefits like the lease termination and stuff like that, for as long as you're on his DEERS, you are covered for that stuff. But when it comes to the specific 6% interest rate cap, you're not covered for that.
Okay, somebody said, how do we contact you? I'm so overwhelmed with the process. So let me put it back up. But you can also. So here's her ID.
I'm in the Road to 750 group. My name in the group is Markia Brown. You can just tag me. You'll notice who I am in the picture. I'm on Instagram at the Money Plug, THEE Money Plug, TikTok moneyplug.co. My website is themoneyplug.co. I'm even on Twitter at the Money Plug. So I'm literally on any social media site you can look for. And here's my email address, markiab@themoneyplug.co. I am accepting clients. I offer tons of free workshops specifically for service members and for leaders who want to teach their soldiers. Because the running joke is when you get out of the military, you get out with three things: a DD-214, a divorce, and bad credit. So I'm trying to kind of fix that. I was a junior soldier for a while.
3% interest rate. I'm just.
Yeah. Listen.
Oh, no, that's just a running joke that I always hear, so I wanted to say it. But
it's because it's the truth. It's because they don't know. They just don't know. Somebody said, what is DEERS? DEERS is the Department of Defense enrollment system. It pretty much tells you who's eligible for your benefits. So your spouse, any children that you have, if your parents are in your care, any siblings you have in your care, they'll be on something called a DD-1172. They'll have an ID card. Pretty much anybody who gets an ID card, that's who counts. My son had a card. We paid it off. It was way over 6%. How do we get the money back? You'll go and contact the lien holder. Hopefully it has been way too long, but I mean, you'll just contact them and say, look, at the time when they entered this contract, they weren't in the service. They joined the service in the middle of this contract. Here's the paperwork. We're looking to get a refund on the money we paid on the interest. Pretty much what they'll do is they'll calculate the difference between the interest you paid and the 6%, and you should get that back as a refund.
You can see the comments?
When you put it on the screen. Oh, yeah, I can see it over here. Wait a minute, I was on the wrong thing. Yeah, I can see it over here.
You can see them. I'm gonna put you on the spot. We can answer some credit questions. So outside of the SCRA, she is also a board certified credit specialist as well. So I ain't know she could see the comments. I was just gonna do a Q&A by myself, but I mean,
I'm not doing that.
So we've gotten all of that, talked about the SCRA. She will send me that, and I'll upload it in the group files if you want to gloss over it again. Not gloss over it because you actually need to read it. But it'll be available for you to download for free, of course. So now we finna get into some credit things. And at any point, because I'm just gonna run a brief list of the third-party agencies. But at any point, if you guys have questions, know that you have 2 board certified credit specialists right here. We are fully educated in the credit laws and all of that. So if you have any credit questions, I promise you now's the time to ask. I always joke with y'all, dang, I wish I can clone me. She's a board certified too. So come on, get y'all questions in. And then I'm gonna share my screen. But if you guys have questions in the meantime, she can see them and she can answer them. But let me get my screen together so I can talk about the third-party agencies, like I promised you guys. Ooh, snaps! I lost the screen. Can you still see me?
Oh, yeah, I can still see you. If I'm a dependent of a veteran but don't know if I'm on his DEERS, can I still be added? You have to find out because they're going to ask for proof. The easiest way to find out is to get that service member to contact. If you are covered under TRICARE, so if you still have your health insurance or anything like that, you're still in his DEERS. You qualify.
Hold on, I'm trying to get myself together. Hold on.
Should I pay my credit card down to $0 balance every month, or is it better to leave around 3% on it every month? I always tell my clients leave at least 3%. I always tell them leave something. You want to make sure that the relationship that you have with your creditor is a mutually beneficial relationship. If you're paying it down to 0, they can't charge you interest, so they're not making any money off you. So they have no reason to keep the account open. And you'll see often they'll close it if you keep doing it. So I always suggest to leave some sort of balance on your credit card.
Yep. Y'all know I suggest that as well. And then even in addition to that, reporting a 0% balance, it can actually affect you negatively, your credit profile. People have lost points because of that. The reason being is because we know that our credit scores are computer generated. Like, so when it doesn't see a balance next to credit utilization, it can easily identify that as you do not have a credit card. So whenever someone doesn't have a credit card, their utilization is 0%. So you having a credit card and reporting a 0% utilization, you can pretty much basically like confuse the system. So you always want to make sure that you're in control of how your credit utilization is being reported. So report a small balance. And this, oh yeah, I can see it. I didn't even know y'all can see it. Okay, so we're gonna just discuss a few of these just because I've been mentioning them a lot recently because we've been talking about bankruptcies and all of that. So for those of you who are not aware of because it was so funny. I seen a post today in the group. Someone said, I had no idea that there was any type of credit report or any consumer report outside of the big 3. I have news for you. There are a lot of consumer reports, and this list is not a complete list. This is just like the most, some of the most popular ones. And just ones that I feel like you guys should be aware of. So when it comes to third-party agencies, what are they? So they are consumer reporting accounts that report information on you. So your everyday lenders pull these reports in addition to your credit report. So most of the times people only think my apartment complex is only going to pull my credit report. My job is only going to pull my credit report if they require that. And whatever, any avenue, car insurance, health insurance, you think that they're only going to pull your credit report, but what you don't realize is they pull these third-party reports in addition to your credit report to get a fuller, more complete picture of you, essentially. So some of the ones that I just want you guys to just note, just make sure that you know that they exist. And also, before I start, every company that I'm about to name and every report that I'm showing, you can get the report for absolutely free. You are entitled under the SCRA to one of each of these reports per year. So you can get all of these for free. So the first one that I want to go over is a Novus. Not really much to know about them other than at first they were considered the 4th bureau. So they used to be a lot more powerful than what they are now. In about 97, they stopped being as powerful because they do not report a credit score. So none of these reports contain a credit score, but they do contain a lot of information, and we'll get into that in just a second. The main people who really use a Novus now are just usually subprime credit card companies, or the ones that, the annoying mail that y'all get, you're pre-approved for this, you're pre-approved for this. Chances are they probably pulled your Novus report. But this next one, I could do a whole video, and Marquia could attest to this. Lexus Nexus, I can do an entire video just talking about Lexus Nexus, and I probably wouldn't even begin to touch half of the information that they have, just to give you a complete picture of how intrusive or whatever this Lexus Nexus report is. My personal Lexus Nexus report was 67 pages long.
And if you are in the military or you have a government job, Your Lexus Nexus report is important because the military is requiring security clearances now. You will start at a simple secret clearance. But if you're looking to get your TS or your SCI or any other identifiers, you need to know what's on your Lexus Nexus report. You need to pull that. And per SCRA, you get 1 free report a year. And I highly suggest you use it.
Yes, like for real. Hey, Markia, real quick. So someone said, can you go and upload it in the files? You do have the ability to upload it. Members have the ability.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it now.
Okay. So I'm gonna finish going over this. So yeah, Lexus Nexus is very important, but it's really important, like she said, if you hold a professional license, if you have a professional job, but your bankruptcy, this is the largest data aggregator for any public records. Child support, tax liens, judgments, any public record. It will be in your Lexus Nexus, but more specifically, bankruptcies, evictions. Like this is how the credit bureaus are verifying your information, and they will gladly tell you we got this information from Lexus Nexus. So make sure that you pull your Lexus Nexus report, especially if you have a public, well, not even especially if you have a public record on your credit profile, because I want you to pull it even if you don't. But like I said, if you want to fight a chance of getting your bankruptcy deleted off the big 3, then you absolutely need to tackle Lexus Nexus first. And between me and you, it's usually easier to fight these third-party companies over the big 3 just because a person is actually reading your letters. They don't have Oscar. They don't have all of the technology that the big 3 has. They also don't receive nearly as many letters as the big 3. So it's a lot easier to get stuff, done with these companies. So pull your Lexus Nexus report. And then in addition to your Lexus Nexus report, Clue Auto is just as important. They're owned by Lexus Nexus, but this particular entity is only for your car records. So all of your car insurers, y'all know I'll be slipping up on those words. They're going to pull your Clue Auto report. This will show them anytime you've had lapsing car insurance, red light tickets. I'm trying to think everything. Your vehicle history, vehicle and personal property history, your VIN numbers. Everything that needs to be known about you driving a vehicle will be on your Clue Auto report. So request that report. Okay. Also, the next big one is CoreLogic. So CoreLogic, y'all hear me say this a lot when I'm talking about evictions. So you know how you can get evicted, and sometimes it will not report to the big 3. So you don't realize that it's affecting you until you try to go and apply for an apartment, and they tell you, okay, well, I see you got evicted. Usually people are left stunned because they're like, how the hell did they see that if it's not on my credit report? What you don't realize is they're going to pull your CoreLogic report. Most landlords will, and of course the companies, real estate companies, they will pull your CoreLogic report because they're going to search for your rental history. If you've ever left a balance with an apartment, like if you messed up an apartment, that record is going to be on your CoreLogic. So make sure you pull your CoreLogic report as well, especially if you have an eviction. But in addition to evictions, as you can see, child support, commercial property records, criminal records, court records, rental applications. Like every time you fill out a rental application, they're going to see on your CoreLogic report which applications you have filled out. And by the way, when I say you can request these reports, I'm not just saying get them just to get them. You also are able to dispute these reports. The FCRA gives you the ability and the right to dispute any information contained on you from any consumer reporting agency. These are all considered consumer reporting agencies, even if they do not report a credit score. They are reporting records. So you can dispute this information as well. So then the next one is Clarity Services. So they're owned by Experian, but they're really known for just like the personal loans. So like, let's say you go to Quicken Loans or all of the other loan companies. If you are doing rent to own applications, furniture applications, and I know Store Cars is really big on pulling your Clarity Services report. So again, get that, just see what they're having, what they have on record, because I always tell this story. When I couldn't figure out why my car insurance was so high, even after my scores were amazing, I really could not figure out why my car insurance was so freaking high. I was above the 25 minimum age where they make you pay the extra fee. I was above that age. I never got in an accident. I've only had one ticket in my life, and it was when I was like 15 or something, right? So I couldn't figure out for the life of me why my car insurance was so high. I happened to pull my Clue Auto report and was flabbergasted at the information that they had included in there. They had that I had gotten an accident. I never got in that accident, but it was somebody with the same. They had their first initial was L, and then their last name was Martin. My name is LaShonda Martin. So obviously their files got mixed or merged with mine, which happens a lot. And they put their accident on my report. So I was essentially paying for their accident for years before I found out. So if your car insurance is high and you cannot figure out why the hell your car insurance is so high, pull this report, because they're not going to just like when you're on the phone, they don't really tell you all the information that you need to know, but you can literally get it in black and white by pulling your CoreLogic report. Your Clue Auto report and seeing the records for yourself, disputing them. Once I got that removed, I kid you not, my insurance went completely in half. I just was floored by that. But anyways, moving on, ARS. So really ARS, the only time that I ever deal with them is when it comes to bankruptcies. I'm gonna be honest. Bankruptcy. So you want to get your bankruptcy deleted off your ARS report, in addition to, like I said, your Lexus Nexus report as well. SageStream. Oh, SageStream. Okay. So your tier 1 and tier 2 credit card issuers usually check them. I'm talking like your Capital Ones, your Discover, your usually like your banks, like those. So they usually will pull your SageStream. Auto lenders. So when you go and try to get a car, they're gonna slip that SageStream report too, and all of that. So this SageStream is really, really known for the store, like the retail cards, like Old Navy. Community Bank loves SageStream. They may as well get married. So if you have a community bank, credit card, you know, they deal with a lot of companies. They likely pulled your SageStream. Then early warning systems. So I'm sure you guys have probably heard of early warning systems. If you have not, it's probably a good thing, because if you have a record in early warning system, you have probably been prevented from opening a bank account, cashing checks at like your Targets and Walmarts and grocery stores. So if you've ever gotten denied for trying to cash a check at one of those grocery stores, I need you to pull your early warning systems report, because it could include a record that you were not even aware of that's in there. Because that early is, I always say, it's best to have no record in early warning system. That's almost like the only report that is like, it's best to have no record. And that's because usually when you have an entry in your early warning systems, that is usually bad, because they're only going to report, you know, bad things or bad relationships with the banks, bad check writing history. If you open up a bank account and maybe it was closed from fraud, or if you overdrawn an account and never paid it back. So all of the bad part of banking is usually held in your early warning systems. I recently had someone clean their entire, so they just had a rough past, you know, they had an extensive early warning systems report. They didn't realize it. They got their report and began cleaning it up. They literally just wrote on my TikTok like 2 days ago that they were finally able to open up a Navy Federal account. They got approved for a credit card. So the thing is, just because it's bad don't mean that y'all can't fix it. Y'all have to first pull the reports to see what's there. First of all, we don't know what's there if you don't see it. So pull it and dispute that stuff. And then so moving on for background checks. So anytime you go for a job that is going to do a background check, which most employers do, or anytime you go for an apartment, like I say, in addition to pulling your credit report, they're definitely going to check your background, of course. The top 2 background reports are your accurate background report and your First Advantage Corporation, or some people call it your FACT report. So here are the numbers and the addresses to these 2 companies if you want them to send you a copy of your background screening record. Like I said, because if you've ever been denied a job for a background report, or if you've ever been denied like an apartment or any rental lease because of your background, you need to see what's on your background report so you can clean that up. Tenant screening, like I mentioned this earlier, but for evictions, these 2 are the ones that you need to pay attention to. If you have an eviction, if you've ever had an eviction, I need you to pull these 2 reports, because you need to clean up those reports. This is where it's going to start before you're able to get your eviction off the credit bureaus, if they're even reporting to the credit bureaus. Because a lot of time I call them hidden evictions. I hear time and time again people coming to me saying, well, my eviction wasn't on my credit report, but I don't know how every time I go and apply for an apartment, they see it. I tell them all the time, pull these 2 reports. One or the other is going to have your eviction, and you need to dispute your eviction to be deleted so that record can stop following you and stop affecting you. So I always call them CIC, so it stands for Contemporary Information Corp. as well as your CoreLogic rental solutions report. So you can call these numbers and request them over the phone. You can write them a letter and request them to their addresses as well, whichever one works best for you. And then just touching on back to the bank and check screening, as I did earlier, of course, it's the Certegy check service. If you're not able to cash a check, pull your Certegy report. Check systems. That's probably like one of the most popular banking reports or banking system. If you're in a check system, more than likely it's usually bad. If you can't open up a bank account, pull these reports to see exactly why or what they're reporting that's not allowing you to open up a bank account. Personal property insurance. If your personal property insurance is super high, these are the two companies that you need to be pulling. I hope y'all can see that. Let me zoom in. So these are the two. And by the way, guys, this PowerPoint not PowerPoint, PDF that I'm presenting, it's also available in the group files. It's under third-party agencies, I want to say, third-party agencies or something like that. Everything I'm showing you is also available in the group files, but I just wanted to bring it to you guys' attention because I know a lot of people are not aware of these third-party ones. Medical. So if you want to see your why your health insurance may be higher or what's affecting that, here it goes right here. So this one, so again, I'm not even gonna touch on this because this is out. This one for the low income and subprime. Usually, okay, let me explain this in a way that it makes sense. The reason why people with low income or usually they pull these reports outside of your credit report is usually you don't have an extensive credit report, or so they believe. So as opposed to pulling your credit report, or if they do pull your credit report and it's either empty or it just doesn't include enough information, they will pull these two reports to get more of an outlook on, like I said, a full picture of who you are. So this is for low income housing, all of that. So just pull out. Again, you don't have to be low income for you guys to pull these reports, like I said, because you just never know what's in them. Legal and data aggregators, Lexus Nexus, as I mentioned earlier, and SageStream. So these two are the most popular ones, like I said, when it comes to bankruptcy. So Lexus Nexus, SageStream, and of course that ARS that I told you guys. Now, this is the last one. I wanted to save this for the last one for a reason. For your utility bills, your electric, your water, your whatever, your utility bills in your home, if you are having to pay a security deposit, it's not solely based on your credit. There is a report that is specifically for utilities. I for short, it's I call it the NIC2 report, but it stands for National Consumer Telecommunications and Utilities. This report is what every utility company will pull to determine if you're qualified to open a utility account without a deposit, right? So, of course, all utilities are mandatory. They're not like a luxury. They're not an option. We have to get utilities when we move into a place. So if you are having to pay a security deposit, then something is wrong. So pull this report to see why do you have to pay a security deposit and clean that report up. Clean that report up. So even if you are not renting now, or even if you are renting now and you're trying to move or rent in the future, go ahead and just get that report anyway. Just go ahead. In addition to, of course, the other reports, but go ahead and get that because, again, you ain't going to be able to avoid getting your utilities turned on, whether you have to pay a security deposit or not. You want to, of course, not have to. So pull this report, see why you have to pay the security deposit, and it'll give you more of a, I guess, bigger picture of that. So that's just, like I said, a few. Honestly, there are, more companies, but those are the most popular ones. So now we can just take your regular credit questions. It doesn't have to be about any topic specific. We're going to do about 15. You good for 15 more? See, it's getting dark. All right. So we're going to do about 15 more minutes of just straight credit questions. Like if you're stuck, not understanding what your next step should be. If you just have a nagging question that you don't understand, if you need a better clarification of something that we may have already said or even in the past, now is the time to ask, and we will give you professional insight on what you should do or how to explain it better. Oh, I just lost the screen again. Hold on. I lost the screen. Hold on, y'all.
Someone said, if I have a retailer credit card like Victoria's Secret, is it recommended to make a small purchase each month so they see the utilization? I say yes. I always tell my client to get something. You need a balance. You need to be using these cards, because if they see you're not using them, they will close them. They have the right to close those accounts whenever they feel like it. And you not buying something, that counts.
Community bank were real quick to close your account and real quick to lower your utilization, child. Like your utilization will be great. You wake up the next morning, you got $3,000 going off your credit for community bank.
That happened to me.
Me too. It really did happen to my Victoria's Secret card because I don't use it. I was like, dang. And that was one of my like first credit cards, so I was hurt by that when it happened. So look, y'all better use those cards and like, okay, even if you don't use it every month, which like I said, I am pro using your credit cards, but I do understand that at times you're not going to be able to use it. Don't be going, 3-4 months without having no usage on it, or you really do put yourself in a position, and especially since COVID, like they've really been doing it since COVID because they're trying to preserve funds for other people and of course make their money. So they like, we're not even going to deal with you if you're not using your credit card. And every contract you sign with a credit card, they reserve the right to close your account at any time, by the way. Or lower your
I tell my clients, everybody got subscriptions, right? Apple Music, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. I tell my clients to split up your subscriptions. Put one subscription on each credit card. And then something that I actually did more research on, and I've been saying it, and every time I say it, yes, I'm taking clients. Everybody's been looking at me crazy when I say this, but Shonda said it the other day on TikTok, so I know it's legit because Shonda said it too. Stop using your debit cards. There's no extra benefit to using your debit card over your credit card. You swipe that credit card, and then when you get to the car, you can set up an auto payment for it to come out your account. Like, use these cards. You're trying to build these relationships with these lenders. All right, you don't want 10, 12, 15 credit cards. Then the little bit of credit cards you do have, you need to make sure that you have a solid credit profile and a better relationship with that lender, so they'll give you the increases that you're looking for. But stop using y'all debit cards.
Seriously, and in addition to that, yo, because first of all, after I made that video, I honestly, God, I didn't realize there were so many people who had credit cards that just were not using them. So that I done made like 20 follow-up videos after that, but because I was so surprised, like, oh my God, like, yes, these companies, they got a benefit too because they are lending you money. But even in addition to that, like a lot of people saying, well, I was wondering why I'm not getting credit increases. I'm like, you don't use your card. They have no, like, they don't have no incentive to extend you more credit if you're not using the one that you already have. And you know what? I ain't even gonna get into this because TikTok be out.
Girl, the comments on TikTok.
Okay, so is my kid
taking? Yes, I'm taking that. But shout out to my mom. My mom's in the comments. I would not have found this group if it wasn't for my mom. The one that says she's very proud of me. I would not have found this group if it wasn't for my mom. Like, she's the one who brought me into this group. I want to say this was like 2000. I want to say like 15, 16 or something like that. She kept saying something about this group and I joined. So shout out to my mom because I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you.
Hi, Ma. So, Markia, how can they contact you? Because I keep saying that on the Facebook.
Yeah, so you can go to my website, themoneyplug.co. There's a section that says become a client. You can email me. Like, I respond to my emails in like 10 minutes. I literally live with my phone like in my hand. And I also have, if you have me as a friend on Instagram or TikTok, the link in my bio will take you straight to my quick links page. It'll take you to the shop if you want to buy letters. I have a merch shop where I sell t-shirts. I have workshops you can sign up for. Literally anything you need, it's all on my website. And my website is literally themoneyplug.co, not .com, .co.
Yes. And are they booking a consult, or how does that work? How does the process work?
So pretty much, so you can sign up directly on my website by clicking on the client portal and signing up. You can do that. I always suggest you get a credit audit because about 60% of the clients who sign up with me actually don't need credit repair services. A lot of them just don't know how to build credit. Yes. So I always tell you guys to book a credit audit first so that we can evaluate where you are and what your goals are and to make sure it's an attainable goal first off and that I'm the right specialist for you.
Yep. She said they about to overbook her. Let me go. Listen, y'all ain't never seen me do nobody on my platform that I don't got trust. That's all I'm going to say. I promise you I won't bring nobody up here that. But dang, I just passed up a really good question and I'm trying to find it. Dang it, where is it at? Yeah.
What did it start with?
It was talking about the SCRA. I wanted to get to it, but see, because I'm going between the Facebook and what's on here, so it probably was on Facebook. But we'll do another one. So I sent my first round letter, personal information. How do I know if they updated? So you'll know if they updated because they'll tell you they updated it. They'll send you a letter saying they updated it, or which needs to have credit monitoring because you can see any change. I was gonna say even if it's Credit Karma, but yeah, I know how I feel about Credit Karma. But if you don't have anything, Credit Karma can serve its purpose in terms of just like a cool little monitoring app. But just don't look at your scores and don't take it as Bible, because Credit Karma is just not accurate. But usually they're accurate with the reporting of it or the monitoring. If somebody pull your report, they're gonna notify you. So I still have the app. It's just let me see. How do you get old collections that was included in your bankruptcy off your profile?
So ties into the Oscar codes we was talking about. So when you guys are disputing and using the letters that Shonda gives you, that has in her kits, so there's a certain code that specifically says this account was included in a bankruptcy. So when you dispute, all you got to do is provide the information. Like the quickest way to do is provide the information showing where it was included in the bankruptcy with your dispute, send it on in, and they'll take it off.
If I ain't gonna pull up the code right now because I don't feel like looking for it, but we'll have to. Our kid, you don't open up a can of worms now. We'll talk about. She just did it. She just did it like
I just did a series.
Yeah, on TikTok. If you want to know them codes is so you have your beginner's credit repair. You have your beginner's credit repair, and you have your more advanced type of credit repairing. And usually certified credit specialists will know about these codes. So go watch her TikTok. Go watch her TikTok. That's all I gotta say. Her TikTok, again, for those of you who are wondering, is the money plug, themoneyplug.co, themoneyplug.co. Yeah, because you're gonna get a lot of questions about that. I just want you to know that.
But that's what I'm telling you. I love when people put the questions on my TikTok because then that gives me more content.
I tell people that all the time. Like, look, y'all want to get my attention? Go on TikTok and ask the question so I can, make videos and it'll, whatever. But got an advice for a self-surrender repo? Someone told you to do it? That's still gonna affect you the same as if they would have came.
It's the same as a regular repo.
I mean, if you can avoid it, please avoid it by any means necessary. Because this, repos are a beast. I'll say that repos are a beast.
The biggest thing with our lenders right now is that people aren't communicating. If you guys would just communicate with your lenders, it's COVID. They understand. A lot of lien holders are deferring payments, tacking them on the end of the loan, giving extensions, changing due dates. You just have to communicate with the lender.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's true. And that's especially with student loans, man. Like, y'all be letting y'all student loans, go crazy when really them lenders are, they're truly there to work with you, like, for real. So, stop. Oh, my bad. I seen a comment. I'm trying to find what they're talking about. Chantel, tag me in it real quick. But anyways, you two are very helpful with the information you provide. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so we'll take a few more questions. Yeah, they reporting up a storm. I don't even want to look and see what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna deal with that later. I just got like 20 reports in like 30 seconds. Okay, let me see. What if a collection agency send you information verifying your repo? I mean, they definitely, regardless if it's even if it's not a repo, when a collection agency sends you information. Well, first of all, what information? Did they send you a contract? It depends on what information. Now, anytime any collection agency sends you a contract bearing your signature, that's considered legal validation of the debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is not going to be able to be deleted. Some debts are going to be validated and verified. Everything is not going to, but if they send you something bearing your signature, you have to eat that. Set up a payment arrangement, settle it. That you have to go then to the next step. See if they'll do a pay to delete. So you have to just start going to different options. But that is definitely considered validation. Let me see. Hold on. It says collection agency. Why do they share your information to another agency? Now my points have dropped. So they can are you assuming you're saying they resold your account and then it re-reported on your credit report? That's what I'm is that what you mean? I think
that's what it sounds like to me.
So anytime you get a collection deleted off your credit report, what is the number one rule, Marquis?
Anytime you get something deleted off your credit report, you still need to pay it.
Yes.
Or they're just going to resell the debt.
Exactly. So the only way to legally prevent them from reselling that debt and it re-reporting on your credit profile is to pay it, settle it. Like I will say, after it's deleted from your credit report, they're in a like they'll usually take a smaller settlement amount because at that point they're desperate. They can either sell the collection again for pennies on the dollar to the next collection agency if they're interested in it. Because after it's been to like 2 to 3 collection agencies, truthfully, they're considered low value collections. They know they don't have a high chance of retrieving the money. So a lot of collection agencies won't even buy collections that, you know, owed or that has bounced around that many times. But settle and go about your business. My TikTok is at Shonda Martin _. Let me see. So we'll take 2 more questions.
Okay.
And we're gonna end it. So it says, thank you. I have my fuck on the spirit. Okay, yes, those are my favorites. I'm in the same boat. Can you talk about the steps after getting a deletion charge? Oh, so we just said that. Yeah, settle.
Oh, somebody said something about LVMV. Whoever you is, it only say Facebook user on my screen, but girl, pay that, because they will sue. They will sue.
That them in portfolio, Midland. Why did I say portfolio? Midland. But portfolio, they'll do pay to deletes as well. But yeah, Midland and LVMP, they're like any credit special. If you mention those 2 companies to any credit specialist, they're just gonna shake their head because we already know what they are known. I don't even remember a time that they haven't, like, you know, they're known to sue. So just go ahead and set up that payment arrangement, child. Don't save yourself the headache, truly. All right, so one more question. I'm trying to get a question that we haven't answered.
Oh, but while you look for a question real quick, someone asked what's the best way to remove a military star account. When it comes to debt that's still with the original creditor, you guys will be in a hurry to delete these accounts. But when you do that, you're deleting more than just the negative information tied to these accounts. You're deleting all of the positive information that these accounts hold too. So deleting your military star card off of your credit report could actually lower your credit score. It's going to have the opposite effect of what you're looking for. But military star, they've been really lenient with removing late payments if that's your issue. Whose side has to be? Let me get the numbers.
So both everything that we discussed today is uploaded in the group files right now. So you uploaded it, right? Okay, so you guys can go direct to the group. Guys, for those of you who do not know, the group files are at the top of the group, and then if you're on a phone, you may have to swipe right. You know, at the little notches that says like topics and whatever they say, rules and stuff like that. You may have to swipe right to see the files, but they're up there for every member. And then one more question, and we're gonna let we're gonna both go. Let me see.
How much is your credit audit? It's $60. It's $60. But if you sign on right now, so until the end of the month, if you did get a credit audit before you sign up as a full service client, the $60 is actually deducted from the first works fee. So
can we get $5 to $10 off for with code Road to 750?
All right. I'll do $10 off, right? Here's how you get it. When you book your credit audit, there's a section of like, you got anything else to tell me? Put hashtag Road to 750 and you'll get the $10 off the full service clients.
Road to 750. Go ahead.
And I'm doing referrals. So if you don't need it, but your homegirl do, when she signs up, if she puts your name in the comments, you get $20 after their appointment.
So here, one more time, y'all, this is how you contact her. So IG is The Money Plug with 2 E's. TikTok is themoneyplug.co. Her website is themoneyplug.co. So remember that. And also, in addition to that, her email, if you just want to email her, markiab@themoneyplug.co. Very knowledgeable. I recommend her. Y'all know, like I said, I ain't gonna bring nobody up here that I don't think that knows what they're talking about, or not even just think, have seen that they know what they're talking about. All of that. Yes, The Money Plug. I love her name. Yep, me too.
Thank you.
An amazing night. Thank you again, Markia, for joining us and just touching on the SCRA benefits, answering questions, all of that. You did not have to do it so short notice. I appreciate you guys. If you want to book a consult with her, it is $50 if you put Road to 750. So she's giving you $10 off. The original price is $60, and it's $50. As a comparison, most people charge about $100 for a consult, but that's all I'm gonna say. So with code Road to 750. You have to tell her I sent you, Road to 750 sent you, and get your console for $50. All right, y'all have an amazing day. You have an amazing night.
Thank you, Shonda.
Bye. Yeah, it'll be saved, by the way. Yeah, it'll be saved. You guys can go back and watch it. All right, bye, y'all. You have a great day.